Throughout the history of the internet, archetypes of content creators have appeared, whether it be the versatile genius of people like Neil Cicerega, the chipper and upbeat persona of vloggers, down to the overacting Let's Play community. All these people bring forth a character when they make and release content on the internet. This is not anything new though, media has always had creators that followed molds. But right now there is a very specific kind of archetype online, a mix of the fool, trolls, and the absurdist. This group often uses elaborate setups to make themselves the butt of the joke, often to the point of making them unapproachable. Often rude, crass, and tasteless, but not always, these individuals overemphasize negative areas of character to satirize aspects of the YouTube community. Whether it is Jack's Films parodies of modern trends or Filthy Frank's absurdist rabbit hole, this group has a distinct presence on the internet. Right now, I do not know if this archetype has a proper name. And while I say archetype, it functions more as an addition to existing characterizations. Frank's filmmakings, Jack's vlogging, and so on. But that brings me to the person I really want to talk about, Jobby the Hong. Jobby is, surprise of surprises, a toy reviewer on YouTube. For over 2 years, he has reviewed a variety of figures including SH Figuarts, Transformers, and even Gunpla. His videos are hyper, near antagonistic to the audience, and full of jokes that most would consider tasteless. So why do I love them? Well, maybe the fact that the toy review is a formality. You're not watching the videos for the toy review. You are watching to see what he will do to the toy next. If these toys were real people, he would be in jail for what he has done to them. Most parts of a toy review he actively mocks with over-exaggeration or even speeding it up to get through it faster. Even one of his running jokes, the swivel here joke, is used to mock how focused people can be about posability. His character is actively angered by lack of posability, and things so negligible that other reviewers would pass right over them. He also goes out of his way to say that he does not want series that he is reviewing toys for, just to further his confusion from the toy. So how is this any different than Thew or Vangelis? Well, Vangelis, like I said, is a parody, meaning that he's still making the content that he's making light of, while Thew is genuine with his love and respect of the toy. Jobby, on the other hand, seems to try everything in his power to make you forget that he is even talking about a toy. He often goes on tangents about himself, pop culture, the world, anything. In a 5-minute video about the toy, maybe 3 minutes are about the toy itself. Even the way he twists his own running gags play into this, whether it's the Madoka Godzilla Prime bit, or even the multitude of ways he expresses his character's depression. Through these videos, he molds a character that is pitiful. Hey, real quick, this is being inserted after recording all that. I don't want to say that the depression itself makes him pitiful, it's how he handles the depression as a character. I don't want to conflate depression with pitifulness. So, yeah, quick rephrasing of that statement. All this combines to create content designed to deconstruct aspects of this subculture. An individual video may be about a toy, but the whole of his library acts as a satirization of people in this community. So what is he saying about the community? Well, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I believe his videos can be a comment on how we, the audience, interacts with content creators for fan communities. Many of the things he mocks are elements present in other videos. Like his swivel here joke and the way he shows some distaste for it seems to be a reflection of how fan bases will parrot a joke endlessly, and even get upset at the creator for not reusing said joke. Hell, he's even gotten to the point where he has stated his real-life embarrassment at his community's use of the joke in other places. The constant asides of describing his character's depression could be a jab at how content creators often have chipper personas that can hide some deeper problems. This may also be a comment on how there needs to be more of a conversation on what we expect from creators so they don't feel like they must put on personas. The commonly used joke that he still lives with his parents adds to this aspect, as well as being a reflection on how some people will indulge in hobbies before dealing with the real world. Nearly everything he does can in some way be viewed as a way to distance himself from the audience. He goes out of his way to make noises that can grate, reuse clips that are jarring, and even going so far as to recreate a scene from Neon Genesis Evangelion that most people remember being off-putting. This use of shock content is not just there for comedy's sake. Everyone in this group of creators are going out of their way to challenge and deconstruct the elements that YouTube has brought up. While YouTube is not a long-standing form of media, it has been around long enough to have built up tropes and cliches. Inevitably, when that happens, people will rebel. They will break any convention they can just to see what will happen. It happened in painting with Impressionism and eventually modern and postmodern works, in film with the rise of French New Wave, and now here with creators lambasting the one consistent aspect of YouTube, the personalities. So you become strange, odd, you push the boundaries of what a suitable YouTube personality can be. With that, people can figure out new and more interesting things that they can do. So when it comes to Jobby, why does he do this in this manner? It's because this format is filled with similar personalities. Now, that is just a fault of the content available. If you are a person who reviews Transformers or similar toys, more likely than not you have similar likes and dislikes to other reviewers. This creates an atmosphere where toy reviewers feel like they must fit a mold in order to fit in. Jobby breaks this mold. He shows that personality is not dictated by the content, but is the other way around. Now, this may seem like a no-shit Sherlock idea, but think about this. Name a daily vlogger that is not happy or optimistic. Name an analytical video producer that is not super focused on details and connecting dots that may not be there. Now, name a toy review channel whose personality is not just, I like Transformers, and maybe, I like metal. Showing a person a video should not entail conversations of who are they and why are they any different. When I started these toy reviewer reviews, it started out as a way for me to show my appreciation for some YouTube channels that I like. But the more I went into it, the more I realized why I liked them. They had personality. I can tell their videos apart instantly. They don't sound like they are reading the same script as everyone else. They try. For all the innovation YouTube has created as a media force, people still fall back into comfortable tropes. So I would rather watch content that is odd or offbeat than formulaic. If YouTube is the future of media, I would rather it be filled with nonsense than the same stuff turned out time and time again. These three people, Few, Vangelis, and Jobby, show that you can do similar things to everyone else, but still make it unique and interesting. They show that innovation is possible even in niche, obscure video genres like theirs. They show that following the trends is just that, following. And making something new? Well, that's entertaining. That's part 3 of the toy reviewer review trilogy thing, I guess. If you want to be updated on stuff, you can always subscribe. If you don't want to do that, hey, there's a Twitter in the description. Hope you enjoyed this video. Next video will probably be about Kamen Rider Xaid in some fashion or form.